This is the continuing story about how fraud, deceit, and dishonor, the hubris and malfeasance of title and position, and the corruption of procedure and process over principle, led to the modern incarnation of a 15th century Inquisition, fueled by a pyre of narcissism, racial animosity, and cultural acrimony, and the disenrollment of a cadet of unimpeachable honor and character from the United States Coast Guard Academy, a mere 8 weeks before graduation and commissioning, railroading 10 years of planning, effort, and commitment. This story should frighten every American, especially any parents with children who want to attend a military academy. The regulations of the Corps of Cadets. This is the law. This is the document containing the regulations that govern the Corps of Cadets, and of which every cadet is expected to understand and abide. Despite the CGA and CG1's consistent misreference to the mysterious .5 November, in fact, .2 November has been and still is the controlling document throughout this witch hunt. Sexual misconduct is defined in only one place in this document, page 107, and it clearly defines the behavior as being sexual in nature. I imagine most of the population of the earth would understand this definition. But that pesky use of the word nature. Could a mere smile be sexual in nature? But we have another definition: sexual or inappropriate physical contact. For a moment there, I thought the Coast Guard did not comprehend the meaning of the concept of sexual. So clearly we're discussing contact. It's offensive and quite unbecoming the officer leadership at the USCGA that, well, aside from the abject fraud of persecuting an honorable cadet within weeks of being commissioned as an ensign for non-contact, non-sexual behavior under this very regulation. Aside from that minor detail, it's offensive and an outright dereliction of duty to cause such harm to a cadet in their charge by a willful miscomprehension and misapplication of this clear regulation. But what about this highlighted phrase? While the officers of the USCGA appear strangely challenged to comprehend how language actually works, let's first notice that all of these words and phrases are contained in a section all about contact. Let's also notice that it's part of point Charlie, which is quite unambiguous as to its connection to the concept of contact. Moreover, well-established legal canons of construction would demand that the purposive inclusion of the word together not be considered superfluous, meaning the word must be given full weight and effect. Contact. But there simply was no contact. And herein lies the despicable fraud. Let me be clear. First Class Cadet Zara Burns did not engage in any inappropriate physical contact, sexual or otherwise, with the 4th Class Cadet with whom she was accused, and for which she has been essentially tried, convicted, and summarily disenrolled. And the fact that under the color of law, the regulations, without any reasonable consideration, but for hollow procedure, the officers and leadership at the USCGA would wantonly commit and perpetrate such malfeasance and mistreatment of a cadet in their charge, and that behind the hollow hubris of title and position, without regard for law or honor, the officers of CG1 would defend such lawlessness should scare and anger every American. There was no sexual nature to this interaction. How can this overt fraud stand? As a combat veteran, as a proud veteran, I am disgusted and ashamed at the malfeasance of these officers.